Awesome. All right, we are about 2 minutes past the hour, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Hi, everyone. I'm Jasmine with the Building Performance Institute. Thank you for joining us today to learn about what's new at BPI. We're so excited to share some exclusive updates so that you will all be the first to know. If you have any questions, we will have a question and answer section towards the end, so feel free to toss them in the chat and we'll go through them at the end of the webinar. So let's get started. I want to introduce you to our team today who will be presenting. First off, we have Amanda Hatherley, CEO of BPI.
Hi, everybody.
Amanda, do you want to tell us a little bit more about your background or some information about you?
Sure. I've been at BPI now for a year. I think I probably know quite a few of you on this call because I used to run one of the weatherization training centers, and we did a lot of BPI training and testing all around the country, mostly in the Southwest, but some of our courses were taken all over. And then I worked at a training program, a workforce education training program for a California utility before coming to BPI.
Awesome. Thanks, Amanda. And we have Megan McCormick, Director of Client Relations.
Hi, everyone. I have been with BPI for 14 years. I started as a client relations representative back in 2011. So anyone who remembers has been with BPI for that long as well. You may remember that we had the paper exams where you had to fill in the bubble to complete the answers, mail in the CEU spreadsheets. It might take you 2 months to get your CEUs because it was all done snail mail. That's a lot of what I did when I started back in 2011. Since then, a few different positions throughout BPI, and now the Director of Client Relations, overseeing our customer service staff, as well as different programs like the GoldStar Test Center and Perks programs.
Awesome. Thanks, Megan. And I'm Jasmeet Singh, like I mentioned earlier. I've been at BPI for a little over 6 months. I specialize in marketing and outreach, and over the last few years, I've led many strategic campaigns, fostered partnerships that help grow awareness, participation, and impact across programs. So at BPI, I focus on all things marketing and communication. So if you need anything in that front, let me know. So today we have a special treat for you as we are raffling off 2 certificates of knowledge. The raffle will be conducted today after the webinar. So if you are a winner, you will receive an email and you can choose between the Building Science Principles, Site Supervisor Certificate, the Total Building Performance Certificate, Healthy Housing Principles, or our newest launch that we have today, our Cold Climate Air Source Heat Pump, which Amanda will talk about a little bit more. So keep an eye out on your email as we will be reaching out to you individually to communicate that. And we have a question for you. So how many of you hold a BPI certificate? Go ahead and answer that poll that's up on your screen.
And certificate, not certification.
Correct, a certificate of knowledge. So one of the 5 that, or one of the 4, because we just launched a ccASHP today, that we have available. We'll give it a minute. All right, let's take a look at the results. So it looks like a majority of you do have a BPI certificate, which is awesome. And now we don't want to leave anyone out. So how many of you hold a BPI certification? Give it another few seconds. All right. It looks like quite a few of you also hold a BPI certification. So that is awesome. We are going to go ahead and get started, hand it off over to Amanda.
Okay. So we thought that at the very beginning of this webinar, we'd just go over some things about BPI that a lot of people either, don't know or may have known once and forgotten. So first, we are a nonprofit organization. We're a 501c3 and we were founded in 1993. We develop home performance standards and then certifications. We are ANSI accredited, and what ANSI means is ANSI is a nonprofit organization, and it oversees the development of standards in the United States. So ANSI conducts annual audits of us, of BPI, to ensure that our products and processes comply with national quality standards. And then the last thing is we are not a training center. Lots of people think that we do training or that we're a training program. We don't do any of the training. We have partners around the country that are test centers. Many of you may either be aligned with a test center or you might have taken training at a test center. So we ourselves don't do the training. We have test centers and they may do training. Next slide. So here's the things that we do. We do BPI standards, as I mentioned, and I'll talk a little bit about that. We have standards such as the BPI 1100 standard, which is home energy auditing. And then we have the BPI 1200 standard that a lot of you might know, which is the standard practice for analyzing buildings. And we have modeling tool standards, a whole lot of other ones. We have professional certifications, and so those are ones that many of you hold, which may be an air leakage controller installer or building analyst technician, building analyst professional, energy auditor. Those certifications are always proctored. And if you have a professional certification, you can use that logo that's up on the top right that says certified professional. You can use that on your emails or put it on your LinkedIn profile, and it should be in your portal. And that's where you can go find it. We have BPI GoldStar contractors, and those are contractors that choose to enroll in our program. There's a small fee every year, and Jasmine, or maybe Megan will talk a bit more about that later. You also have this logo that you can use. And then we have the certificates that Jasmine mentioned that you can earn online. And if you get a certificate, you can use that certificate holder logo. So our latest and greatest, well, not necessarily greatest, but our latest. This launched today. This is our cold climate air source heat pump assessor certificate of knowledge. So this is for people who can demonstrate that they can evaluate a home for cold climate air source heat pump readiness and retrofit potential. And so this was developed with partnership of TRC, which we are very grateful to their support for this. They are a utility program implementer up on the East Coast, and they identified a knowledge gap in their contractor base. So assessors and HVAC technicians are very skilled at their jobs, but until recently, if you were doing a heating system change out, you were sort of doing a like for like furnace for furnace, boiler for boiler, maybe heat pump for heat pump. But now we're moving to different systems, and with fuel switching and all the initiatives around the country to install heat pumps. The identification, the gap that they identified was missed was the knowledge to move from, for example, a furnace to a heat pump or a boiler to a heat pump. So that fuel switching or even a dual fuel situation. And so this was the skill set that this new certificate of knowledge aims to fill. We had a great group of subject matter experts from around the country who helped for quite a few months identify all the areas, the knowledge that needed to be addressed for this certificate. After that, exam questions were written to align with those knowledge areas. And then after that, we did a pilot period, and that just ended about a month ago. We then had to go in and do an analysis of the exam questions to make sure that they were fair and that there were ones that were written, they were written well, that type of thing. And it's being launched today. But there are 75 questions. You have to get 80% correct to pass the certificate. It's open book, so you do have access to books. You could use the internet, I guess, to search. It's an online exam. There are some prerequisites where you should have either a national certification that aligns to this, for example, BPI, NATE, ResNet, HVAC Excellence, Energy Skilled certificates, and there's a long list that you might come up with. Or you could have a year of industry experience that's relevant, or you would have a year, for example, at a trade school or a community college that's relevant. And when you go to take this exam, you don't have to apply beforehand. What you do is you would attest that you hold one of those. And then as per our requirements, we go in and do a quality assurance check on a certain percentage of people just to make sure that they really do hold the certificate or the work experience that they've attested in that form before they take the exam. So once again, really want to thank TRC because we couldn't have done it without them. And if you have questions for this, you could either put them in the chat now or at the end when Jasmine asks for more questions. Okay, quick quiz.
So the question here is, what's colder, 0 degrees Fahrenheit air or the refrigerant inside? Give you all a minute to think. All right. Amanda, did you want to give the right answer?
Yeah, the refrigerant, and most people are correct. The refrigerant has to be colder than the air to be able to absorb the heat. So even when it feels really cold to us, the refrigerant has to be colder. Next slide. Okay, healthy housing principles. We've had this for some years as an exam that you could take. We did not have an official knowledge testing list. We had the reference guide, which I'm sure many of you know. It's fantastic. It's very, very rich and deep in knowledge. But we wanted to create a knowledge testing list just so that you'd have something that you could refer to, either if you're taking the exam, if you're setting up training curriculum, that type of thing. It's really helpful to have this. So same as with the cold climate air source heat pump, we found a group of SMEs, subject matter experts, who came together. They were wonderful, and they met, came up with the knowledge testing list. Based on that, we just updated some of the exam content. It's really not very different from the current exam. We just clarified a few questions. If you are going to take this exam and you're going through training right now, it's not going to be updated until January 2026. If you're going to be offering this as a course, we will send this out in the next few weeks so that you have it. I don't think you're going to have to change very much of your curriculum at all, but it's just to formalize the knowledge. We did add in a couple of little items that really hadn't been addressed, and we felt were important for you all to know. For this one, we are also going to change it from 100 questions down to 75. We are also going to release it in Spanish. Right now, it might be another month after the English version, but it may be right around the same time as soon as we can. So this is going to be something that will be much easier, I think, to create curriculum for, because you can use this formalized list and not the digital guide that we had. But that's obviously still the reference that you would use. Next slide.
Awesome. So we have another quick quiz for you. The question is, burning candles most increases which indoor pollutant? Let's go ahead and take your best guess. All right. And let's go ahead and take a look at the results. Amanda, do you want to talk about this real quick?
Yes, so its particulate matter is the answer, PM 2.5. Nobody had radon. CO2 is when you're exhaling, and it is a result of burning candles also, but particulate matter is more than CO2. And then, yeah, ozone was not correct either. But good job. And definitely feel free to jump in and take that HHP if you haven't taken it before. Building science principles, which I bet a lot of you have, because it sounded like it from the early polls. This one, just a heads up that there are a couple of questions that we've revised just for clarity. They're going to make it much more straightforward for people who are actually taking the exam. We didn't like rewrite any questions, completely, but we did reword a couple. And we are going to do a revision of the Building Science Principles Reference Guide because there are some updates and edits to that need to be made. And we should be doing that sometime in the first part of next year. Okay, this is a brain teaser. So to put your answer in the chat, and there's obviously could be a lot of answers to this, but there's one in particular. I'm just going to see if anyone guesses the one that I thought of. So summer night, New York City, your windows are closed, you have runny eyes, you're coughing, your dog's coughing. What might be happening in that instance? And pop it in the chat if you can think of it. So obviously there could be a bunch of them, but there's one in particular. Mold, CO, gas leak, pests. Anything else? Mold, CO from traffic, ozone. You and your dog are allergic to each other. Oh, okay. Okay, the one that I thought of is the one that Brody thought of. Wildfire smoke from California. I was thinking Canada, and that's probably maybe what Brody mentioned. So yeah, so a lot of those others are correct. Personally, I was thinking, oh, Canada. Yeah, Brody, that was the one I was thinking of. Obviously in this house, maybe there's like air leakage, hasn't been well air sealed. Now all of that smoke's leaking in, and you've got the runny eyes and your dog's coughing too. Next one. Total Building Performance Certificate of Knowledge. So we've had this out now for a year or so. Right now, it's $100 off, so it only costs $150. This is one that you take to show that you kind of know how to manage decarbonization projects. So coordinating like deep energy retrofit process, helping people with incentives and financing, project design. This was developed in partnership with Northeast Energy Efficiency Project, NEEP. They created some online study modules that are free. And so you could take the study modules, and then you can take the exam until the end of the year. It is $100 off. This one does have prerequisites also. They are 1 year of experience, and then there's various credentials like BPI and NATE and ASHRAE, ResNet, and ABCEP, ones like that. So scan that QR code if you are interested in learning more about this one. Next. This is Megan.
Hey, EA-QCI. The EA and QCI certifications are updated every 5 to 7 years. This is a normal process since they began to make sure that they stay current with industry best practices. Each time it goes through that update, it starts with NREL leading the review and the update of the EA and QCI job task analysis, the JTAs. Once those JTAs are updated, that's where it comes over to BPI. We work with a group of subject matter experts, SMEs. You've heard Amanda say that many times today. That is the normal process for any time a certificate or a certification is created or updated. We always have that group of SMEs that are working on that process. They meet and we go over the exams. Every question is looked at, every field exam task is reviewed. And through that process, we make sure that the exams not only align with the updated JTAs, but they update with any other industry certifications that may have been updated since the last time we went through this process. So if there's changes in versions of ASHRAE or any other standards out there, we're making sure that those questions align with those new standards in the industry. The questions are also looked at for clarity to make sure that they are worded the best way they possibly can be. So the subject matter experts are incredible and very involved, and it can be time consuming, and it's wonderful to have such devoted people in the industry that are working on that process with us. The pilot webpage on our website has information. If you have not seen this already, if you're not familiar with what the updates are, head over to our website. Under that certification tab, you'll see that there is an EA/QCI update webpage. It has a link to those updated JTAs, the pilot scheme handbooks. There's a comparison document that shows the 2019 field guide version compared to the new pilot field guide. All of the documents are there. If you have any questions or you want to just take a look or you plan to take the exams, take a look at that. A lot of documents there that are helpful. And of course, as we go through the process of wrapping up pilot and rolling out, we'll provide more resources or similar resources as the exams are further updated with any changes that are needed. Pilot testing closes November 30th, so we only have a couple weeks left here for those exams to come in. And after the pilot closes, the exams will go through the psychometric analysis. So again, group of subject matter experts, our psychometrician, we take a look at those exams and evaluate them. Is there anything that has to be changed about them? Making sure that the exams, again, are the best that they can be before they are rolled out. And that's also when the passing score is determined through that process. After that's done, that's when we'll get to the point of rolling out these exams and it will replace the current version. And we're expecting that to be late winter or early spring. Some changes that have been made through this process that's relevant for both the pilot and for the new versions when they roll out early next year. The certification cycle for both the EA and the QCI has been changed from the 3 years to 5 years. So anytime anyone gets the certification for the first time or renews an existing certification, they'll now be certified for 5 years before you have to renew. Keep in mind that this only applies to the new version. So anyone who is certifying or renewing under the current version right now or over the next few months, you would still be certifying to the current scheme and you would receive that 3-year certification cycle. But if you become certified through the pilot or you are certifying after the rollout next year, then that's when it's going to transition to that 5 years of being certified for both the EA and the QCI. There were a few changes to the prerequisites, but nothing dramatic. There were a couple readjustments. Anyone who's familiar with the prerequisites, there's like a point system where there's various work experience or training experience areas that you can earn points from. And so long as you hit the points, you meet the requirements. So there were a couple tweaks to an additional way of meeting points in there, an additional option for meeting the energy modeling requirement. So a couple things like that that hopefully will make it easier rather than more difficult for meeting those prerequisites. CEUs, a couple slight changes to those. The EA will now be 30 CEUs over the course of those 5 years, rather than 24 over the 3 years. QCI is remaining the same at 6 CEUs. And good news that I think a lot of people will be happy about is that 1 hour of training will equal 1 CEU. So a lot of the CEUs, it depends on what type of training you take, as well as the length of the training. There may be ratios of 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, 4 to 1, depending on the type of what the subject is that you're learning about, the type of class you took. So moving forward, EA and QCI, any training that you take, as long as it is relevant to the EA and QCI, it still has to align with the JTA for those certifications to receive a CEU. But as long as it aligns, 1 hour of training will earn 1 CEU. And then the exams are also available in Spanish. So that's something we're very happy that we've been able to do through the pilot. And again, with rollout when that's time, EA and QCI exams are available in Spanish. And the EA field guide is also available in Spanish. And again, that's over on the pilot webpage if anyone wants to take a look at that. BPI Perks Program. So we've had this program for a few years, and I think it's one of those things that we wanted to make sure people know about. So it's not really a new update, but it's a reminder that it's there, or maybe it's a new update for certain people. We have a BPI Perks webpage on our site that has discounts that are available to certified professionals, proctors, test centers, GoldStar contractors. Test centers and GoldStar contractors are welcome to share the discounts with their staff. If you can give them access to the portal, you can go in and get the information from it, get the link and share it with your staff if you'd like to. Discuss for help if you need help accessing it, finding it, sharing it. We can help you out with that. There's a quick little thing there that just kind of gives you a blurb of how to find it in your portals. You can also go to bpi.org/perks, and that will just show you what's available. You can't have access from the main web page. You have to log in to actually get access, but the website will show what those discounts are that are available. We have a bunch of different discounts. Some of them are business related. Some may be more personal or possibly for both. There are hotel discounts, 1-800-Flowers, Harry and David, things that you might use for your own personal use. We've seen people send flowers to a relative, or the fruit baskets to a friend. But we've also seen organizations who use those discounts to maybe send their staff a basket at Christmas time, or various times through the year, celebrating a working anniversary. Unfortunately, sometimes it might be a sad time for staff, and that could be a nice gesture of using these. And then there's that discount there. But then there's also different things like shipping discounts or for imprint that you might be able to use on a business level. We recently added an ICC, International Code Council discount. So if you're interested in that, check it out. There's a link to get access to that discount as well. And if you have any ideas, let us know. Feel free to reach out to the email that's listed on the screen. We welcome input on discounts that you would like to see us offer through the program.
And Megan, we're also actively adding more to this program. So next year we should have also items that are related to your work.
Yes.
You might get discounts.
Yep. The John Seaman Memorial Scholarship. This is a scholarship that we have created, or did create, going back a ways, in honor of John Seaman, who was one of our coworkers who passed away in 2015. Through the years, we've had people reach out to us and say they remember working with John, and that's always a great thing to hear. A lot of us here at BPI worked with him back then. So we created this in his honor after he had passed away. And through the scholarship, we award it to 4 recipients each year. And through that scholarship, they can use it to take either certification or certificate exams for free. On the application, they get to select which certification or certificate program they would like to use the scholarship for. And then through that process, we help them out if they're selected with coordinating with test centers or getting them access to the correct certificate program. And applications are open through November 30th. Every year they're open year round, but November 30th is the cutoff for the following scholarship, and they'll be awarded in the spring of each year. You have to be either a participant with the Weatherization Assistance Program or a veteran to be eligible for the scholarship. Right, meet the client relations team. When you reach out to BPI by email or phone, when you submit an application, this is who you are dealing with. Sometimes we run into each other at conferences, but so often there is no face that goes with a name. So this is our team. They are the ones that are on the front lines with the phones. They are answering the emails. If you submit the contact us form through the website, this is most likely who you are going to get. You might know some. I know we all, when we find that person who answers the right question, we tend to call them back. We all do it. So you might have your person in this group that you reach out to. And other ones might just be that faceless person that processed your application at some point before your exam. So energy auditor exams, recertifications, CEU approvals, at GoldStar applications, any of those things, our client relations staff is handling the majority of those, onboarding proctors, so many things. So this is a group, it's a great group, as helpful as we can possibly be. So don't hesitate to reach out if you need help with anything. You'll see the phone number listed there on the screen with the extension. That'll take you to our department. So you'll get one of us when you call that extension. Any other contacts through email, most of our applications have, all of our applications have emails on them. If you use those emails, it gets you most directly to which one of us handles that topic. And again, we have the contact us form. If you do want to reach out by email and you're not sure who to go to, you can always use that contact us form. It'll come in and we'll make sure the right person gets to it.
Awesome. Thank you, Megan. All right, so we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk more about the BPI GoldStar Contractor Program. So it is designed to recognize and support companies that are committed to quality, accountability, and continuous improvement in home performance. It is built around BPI standards and quality assurance protocols, so homeowners and partners know that they're working with trusted and certified professionals. The program does go beyond just credentials. It represents a commitment to excellence in the from energy efficiency to really customer experience as well. The GoldStar contractors will stand out in the marketplace by demonstrating verified quality control processes, adherence to standards, and have a focus on health, safety, and comfort in every home. So with the program, there are many benefits that come, and some of the benefits I wanted to highlight are that you get top visibility of BPI's contractor locator, which I'll go through next as well. There are also free live webinars that cover business, sales, marketing, and more. There's access to a member exclusive library, so you can get free CEUs to upkeep your certifications, exclusive discounts that are only available to BPI GoldStar contractors, and many other resources as well. So we are always looking for ways to support our GoldStar contractors to promote their expertise. And one of our most recent benefits includes new marketing resources and tools for them. So one of our goals at BPI is to help GoldStar contractors really tell their story and showcase the quality, professionalism, and impact of their work. So we've developed a new suite of marketing assets designed specifically for GoldStar contractors to use within your own outreach. These include social media graphics, website badges, customizable flyers, digital templates, and all of these can be easily incorporated into your marketing communication materials. So ultimately, being a GoldStar contractor isn't really just a title. It is more of a mark of leadership and trust within the home performance industry. So our goal with rolling out these new marketing assets is to ensure that GoldStar contractors can clearly communicate their credibility. And onto more exciting things. We know people really work hard for their BPI credentials, so we want to create a new design of the certificate. So this redesign is part of our effort to modernize BPI's brand and really make your achievements stand out. We recently unveiled our newest certificate design. Some of you started sharing it on LinkedIn, which is awesome. It can be downloaded for previous and new certifications and certificates. So if you have one that you've already taken and you want a new one, hop on into your account and download the newest version when you can and share it on your LinkedIn. If you tag us, we will also repost you. So a little bit about the locator tool that I mentioned before. It is one of our most useful public resources. It connects you with qualified BPI certified professionals and GoldStar contractors across the country. It is designed to make it easy to find trusted professionals who meet BPI's national standards for building performance, energy efficiency, and healthy housing. So you have the ability to search by zip code, certification type, contractor name, and other options. And it should help you really identify local experts who can assess, upgrade, and make home improvements. The tool features both individual certified professionals and BPI GoldStar contractor companies. And I actually want to show you a quick walkthrough of it as well. So if you go to our website, you'll see the locator tool is up top. You can either find a contractor or you can find a test center. So when you click on that, you can put in your zip code, or you can put your state, or you can put a name, and it'll show you a map that will show you results near you. Underneath the map, you'll see that there are GoldStar contractors in orange. In blue, we have certified professionals, and then we have companies in blue actually, and in green are certified professionals. So we are also in the process of redesigning the tool so it's fresh, clean, and even easier to use. So keep an eye out for that. All right, another great resource that we have that's available to really everyone is our recruitment toolkit. This is a ready-to-use resource developed by BPI that includes customizable messaging, free videos, free photos, and more. Whether you're a training center, if you're a contractor, you're a student, whatever it is, you can find that this toolkit is easy to use for any type of communication. So you can either scan the QR code here on the slide, or you can find it under our website under the media section. So I'll leave it up for a second in case you're pulling out your phone to take a picture of it, but it is really a great resource. All right, so BPI's job board. This is also another great resource for career opportunities. There are two parts to this. The first part is for companies that are looking to hire. So companies can submit a job listing who might be looking for professionals holding BPI certified credentials or those who are willing to train and develop themselves. So we currently have over 45 listings of companies who are looking to hire for roles such as energy auditor, building analyst, and many other ones. The second part to this is that if you're looking to make yourself visible to employers, we have a hire professional page where you can upload your resume, any active certifications you hold, your location, and your contact information, and employers can contact you and find you directly. So again, a really, really great resource if you're looking to hire or you're looking for a job. And if you are also with a company that does not yet have an account set up and would like to do so, feel free to email me and I will help you get set up. I will toss my email in the chat in a little bit as well. All right, so my favorite announcement is this new website. You are all the first to know and really see the sneak peek here. But we are currently working on a brand new website that will be launching very soon. The goal here was pretty simple. It was to make it easier for everyone to find what they need faster. So the new site has a modern look. It has clearer navigation and updated content to better serve everybody. So the website will officially go live soon. Make sure you keep an eye out for the launch announcement very soon. And speaking of announcements, I want to remind everyone that we are active on social media. So connecting with us is one of the best ways to stay up to date with everything that we're doing. You can find us on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and Facebook. That's where we post mostly all of our new updates. We regularly share program updates, new launches, partner spotlights, industry news that's relevant, and resources to help you stay informed and connected. So if you're not already following us, you can find BPI on these places here. So go ahead and take a picture of that, or we'll send it out in an email afterwards if you don't want to take a picture right now. But we would love to have you join the conversation and tag us in your work because we will reshare it. It is really a great way to help grow awareness of the home performance industry and the professionals that are out there driving it forward. And handing it back over to Amanda.
Okay, I'm just going to say, seeing in the chat all the people who are asking about ID cards, we had this great slide we were going to share, and I'm going to ask Jasmeet to pull it up at the end just to show you. We've been working on that. We really want you to have these hard copy ID cards that like we used to have. So we've found a company that we think can do it. We're just trying to work through all of the steps of how to integrate it into the back end of your system so that it's pulling information and we're not having to go in and like type in every single person, which is really consuming on our staff time. So we're really hoping, we hope that we would have it to announce today. We're really hoping that we'll be able to get it out for you maybe by the end of the year. It's really just working through those kinks. So at the end of this, Jasmeet can show you the slide that we didn't include. Okay, so how can you get involved? We have standard technical committees. So we have these three committees, the single family, multifamily, and data modeling. And these are committees that meet usually about once a month. They review comments from the public on our standards. They make updates when needed. And it's a great way to be involved, meet other people who are like experts in the industry. You earn CEUs for the time that you volunteer to be on these committees. We are currently accepting applications. So through the 17th, which is like another 11 days, if you're interested, scan the code or reach out to any of us here to find out how to submit an application. We would love people to get involved. And like the other certificate holders and certification holders, if you're an STC committee member, you get to use that little logo in the bottom right corner, which is, you can put it on LinkedIn, you can put it on your emails, however you like to use it. Next slide. We also have just general subject matter experts. So these are people who don't have the time, or maybe can't really serve on one of our technical committees, but would like to be able to volunteer and help when something important comes up. For example, if there's a discussion specific to ventilation and you're a ventilation expert, if you were interested in applying to be a subject matter expert in a specific area, then we kind of have you on a list and we'll reach out to you if we need your expertise. So this is another way that you can get involved and earn CEUs. Next.
All right.
Do you have that
Awesome.
slide you can show them, or?
I'll be honest, I deleted the slide, but I do have my card physically in front of me. For everyone, I ordered a test card just to see what it looks like, so I can show you kind of right here. Oh, it's going away. A little blurry, but you can see you got the name, certified professional, and then on the back, you'll have the designation, expiration, and all that information. So as Amanda mentioned, we are still working through this a little bit, but we're hoping to have these back very soon. So let's go ahead and go through some questions that were in the chat here. Robert had a question for Megan. When do those that already took the EAQCI pilot test find out their results?
So that'll be early next year around the time of launch. As we get closer, hopefully we can provide a specific date, but right now it's late winter, early spring, February, March, somewhere is in there.
Perfect, thank you. And the other question was, when are they going to move to recertifying every 5 years?
So for the EAQCI, that is this transition of the updated certifications. So if you participate in the pilot to renew your certification, that will get you that 5-year certification. And if not, then once those are rolled out early next year, moving forward, everyone will get 5 years. So if you're only 1 year into your cycle, then you'll finish that 3-year cycle. And after that, you'll begin renewing every 5 years.
Awesome, thank you. And why are the EAQCI dates not aligned together?
The dates for your EAs and QCIs are dependent on when you received both of the certifications. So right now, whatever date you took your exams, the very first time, it's based off of that date. So if you didn't take them around the same time or around, your QCI around your anniversary of your EA, something like that, you're going to have different dates, and it's just going to continue to renew based on when you initially took those exams.
Great, thank you. And when renewing QCI, do I need a total of 36 CEUs?
No, nope, just the 6. So you don't have to get 30 for EA and then 6 more for QCI. And those same 30 can cover the 6 for the QCI as well.
Great. The question here is, people who receive their approval letter prior to the new scheme will not have to reapply once the new scheme is up and running, correct?
Correct.
Perfect. All right, just looking through to see there are quite a bit of ID card questions. And how can you update your address on the map? Kevin, I assume you are referring to the locator tool. You can email any one of us. I'll toss my email here in the chat as well. And we can support you with doing so. All right, let's go through a couple more questions. Will testing centers be notified to update EAQCI exams, and will proctors be required to reapply or qualify as a proctor?
So as far as being notified, as we get closer to rollout, yes, we try to send an email out to test centers and proctors ahead of time to let you know that something's coming a little before it publicly goes out. But we will definitely be communicating again as we get a little bit closer and we have nailed down that date a little bit more. We'll be sending out notices. The pilot information is up. Obviously, that could change a little bit. The JTAs are not going to change at this point, though. So if you're looking to update any training that you offer, you can go ahead and take a look at those now. That should help you start preparing. And scheme handbooks are there. All of that will be very close to the final versions. Not much should actually change in the like the documents to prepare, the knowledge lists and things like that. So if you're looking for training preparation, those should be helpful to get started on that now. But yes, we will definitely be communicating when that switch is going to take place so that you know that it's the new version rather than the old. And I'm sorry, Jasmine, I know there was a part 2 and I don't remember what it was.
No worries. I scrolled past that question, so I'll have to go back to that in a moment. Okay, so another question is, for clarification, the QCI JTAs and the EA JTAs are relevant to the new schemes, correct? I'm looking on the website. Thanks for the meet the client. It's nice to see the faces to the names. All right, so the first part is the question.
Yeah, I mean, there are JTAs out there for the current versions too. So you just want to make sure that you're looking at the correct ones. But if you are on our pilot webpage, then the links that are over to the right-hand side that link you to the JTAs, those are the updated ones.
Perfect. Someone asked, can I take the EA written even if I have enough CEUs?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. If you want to participate in the written, whether it's the rollout version or during the pilot, you are welcome to take that exam. Yep.
All right. And under the new EA QCI standards, will it be the same when we renew? Just do the field test to renew, or do we now have to take the new written exam?
It will just be, if you are already certified and you're renewing, then yes, you will. If you have enough CEUs to bypass, you can still bypass and just take the field exam. The only time that that is not true is during pilot. CEUs cannot be used during pilot testing.
All right. Will there ever be a portal for payment instead of putting our credit card information on the application?
Probably. That is something that we have discussed, having payments connected to the applications, having digital applications that are on the website. So it's an in discussion and should be coming at some point.
Great. Is there a way to print out our certificates in the old format? Currently, no, since we have launched the new option. If you have any concerns about the new certificate template, feel free to email me. My email's in the chat. All right. Another question we have is somewhat random, but if a company is advertising themselves as a GoldStar contractor on their website or in marketing materials, but are not listed as such on the locator tool, should they be reported to BPI or better approach this directly with them?
I would send Lynn or myself an email.
Awesome. Will we have to retake the written or field exam if we are already QCI certified and we're just renewing our certificate?
No, if you're renewing and you have enough CEUs, you can bypass the written. EA always has to take the field. There's no bypassing the field. If you did not have enough CEUs or your certification expires, then at that point you would have to take those written exams as well.
All right. Is 24 CEUs still only needed for the 3-year recertification?
Yes. Yep. And then once the new version comes out, it'll be 30 for the 5-year certification.
Great. And what is the easiest way to check if an individual has an expired certification? Not for myself, but maybe for an employee or an applicant for a job.
You would just look on the locator tool because the locator tool is up to date and anyone who has a certification is listed there. So if they're not listed there, they don't have a current certification.
Perfect. Do we have any other questions from anyone? If we do, go ahead and toss them in the chat.
And Jasmine, would you put my email in the chat? Because I can't chat somehow. Just
Of course.
thanks.
All right. And this is Amanda's email. All right. We got another question. Can you choose not to be listed on the locator tool?
Yes. Yep. If you reach out to us, any one of us, it'll get to the right spot, or certification@bpi.org is a good way to reach out. But then just let us know that request and we can mark your record to come off of the locator.
Great. Another question
But then if
is,
someone is looking for you to know that you are certified and they don't see you on the locator tool, they would have to reach out to us with your permission or to verify that you are certified. Correct, Megan? We can't give that
Correct.
information out. Yeah.
Yep.
okay, great. Is it possible for the locator tool to add the expiration date themselves?
Nope, we do not list the expiration dates on the locator tool. So if an individual, say an employer, wanted to be able to verify when their employees were going to expire, that is something that we would need permission from the employees to release to the employer. Once we have permission, it can be saved in the individual's records so that if you were to check again 6 months from now, something we would be able to, let you know again. But that is something we need each individual's permission to release.
Great. Thanks, Megan. Someone is asking, I recently got my BAT field test and am wondering when the BAP comes out next for the written test.
So the
It's all-
BAP,
right?
yep, the BAP certification came out at the same time as the BAT. The BAT is a prerequisite, so you have to be certified in that first. But as soon as you hold that BAT certification, you can go ahead and contact a test center to schedule the BAP written exam.
Great. Are all certified professionals on the locator tool?
Unless they have contacted us asking to be removed from it, but otherwise they would be listed.
Jose, I see you say you have a question or an issue between you certified and locator tool update. Feel free to email the certification at bpi.org email and someone can help you there from our team. Stacy has a question. Is it only the GoldStar contractors that are listed in the locator tool?
No, the GoldStar contractors are listed, but other companies who have contacted us that employ certified professionals can also be listed on there. And then individuals themselves are listed. So it'll be the GoldStar contractors first if you do a search by state or by zip code, followed by other contractors who employ certified professionals, followed by the actual individuals themselves.
Great. Kevin's asking, how are GoldStar contractors KSA certified?
I'm not sure the answer to that one.
Yeah.
We'll look into that and get back to you, Kevin.
Yeah.
My QCI expired in 2018. Is there a grandfather recertification or do I need to go through the new process?
You would need to go through the process again. Yep, you would have to, it depends on what certification you're talking about, whether you need to submit any applications for it, or if you would just need to reach out to a test center and schedule the exams.
Great. Megan, this one's for you. I rectified my EAQCI during the pilot, but not as the pilot. Why am I not allowed the 5-year recertification instead of the 3-year?
So if you took the existing exams, not the pilot exams, those exams that you took are under the 2019 scheme. So it's the knowledge from the 2019 version, it's the questions and the tasks from the 2019 version, as well as all of the certification rules that were established by a combination of BPI, NREL, the subject matter experts back on that version. So it follows all of those certification rules from that version. Whereas the pilot exams and then once rollout hits are all based on the new schemes and the new exams and the new set of rules. So it's very much dependent on which version, which scheme you fell under, which 3-year or 5-year that you end up receiving.
And Megan, correct, right? That's not something that like BPI made up and created. That was a NREL
Correct. Yep. Yes.
that they determined that, and we are implementing it for National Renewable Energy Labs for DOE.
Yes. Yep. The change and that differentiation in itself was National Renewable Energy Laboratory and the subject matter experts that they used that made those choices. You are correct.
Perfect. And then there was another question in the chat. When will the locator tool for certified individuals be published? Certified individuals are on here. Actually, I'm showing the slide again to show you that I believe that they're in green. Yes, the certified professionals are in green, the companies are in blue, and then GoldStar contractors are yellow. So feel free to take a look at that locator tool to find who you're looking for. Another question is, how do we search for specific certification proctors?
So the proctors themselves you can't search for, but you can search on the locator tool for a test center. And it will show you what certification exams that test center is able to give. So if you were looking for BAT specifically or IDL specifically, if you search by either state or zip code, it will pull up all the test centers in that area, and you'll be able to see those little icons underneath to show which exams they are able to give.
Awesome. If someone's certification needs to be renewed, but the government is holding our funding hostage, can we get an extension?
Michael, to us, right, Megan?
Yes, yeah. I would say email the situation into us and we can take a look.
Great. Kevin, feel free to email us about the GoldStar contractor certification requirements, and we will support you with that. We have another question here. Recently was informed for certificates of knowledge and certificates that they are currently on different resources. Can a link be added to respective sites? Might the new website when it's launched, sorry, I'm looking for the question here. Might the website when it's launched have those certifications and certificates of knowledge on the same page in respective headings? I was looking for my TBP certification, and if it's possible for it to fall on one page, that
Yeah,
sounds like a new goal.
we're working behind the scenes to try and merge the certificates with the certifications with people's ID number. That's right, Megan.
Awesome.
Yes, yep, that is something we're hoping to do so that you have one login and you can see certifications and certificates both. But for now, yes, I think in there they asked for a link, so I can pull that up and pop the candidate portal that shows your certifications and CEUs. Any certification exams that you take would be through the portal. And then any certificates that you participate in is the certificate dashboard. So right now they are those two separate sites.
Perfect. Tiffany, I'm going to pull up the locator tool for you in one moment. Claire had a question. My BA certification expires in December 2025. Can I renew and list the BAT and BAP with relevant experience in CEUs, or do I have to retest?
You can submit the renewal application and check off the BAT and BAP. Yes, as long as you have the appropriate work experience to bypass like you would have before the change, that will allow you to bypass for the BAT, which is essentially like the field side of things. And then if you have the appropriate CEUs, that would allow you to bypass for the BAP.
Fabulous. All righty. Thank you everyone for the questions. Tiffany, hopefully you got the right page. If you didn't, feel free to email us and we'll give you the direct link. If you are looking to receive a BPI CEU, please send us an email at ceus@bpi.org with your name and ID number. And the last thing is share your feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a link in the chat, or you can pull out your phone and scan this QR code. Please let us know any feedback that you have to share with us or any other questions that you may have that did not get answered. Our emails are also in the chat, so reach out to us. We're happy to support you with anything. And thank you so much for attending today. We appreciate you all and hope you have a great rest of your day.